heard stories about the Duttons.
The fact that you're doing this tells me you haven't heard them all.
No one escapes unscathed from death and violence.
That's a Dutton way.
The official teaser for Marshall Season 2 just dropped, and it's absolutely terrifying. We're talking about violence, betrayal, and death on a scale we've never seen before in the Yellowstone universe. Casey thought he could escape his past, but the past is coming for him with a vengeance. And the worst part? He has no idea who's really behind all of this. Tom Weaver isn't just a villain anymore. He's something much darker. He's connected to forces that could destroy everyone we care about in Montana. Rip, Beth, Calvin, Belle, Andrea, Thomas, Tate, nobody is safe. The teaser shows us that this season will be absolutely ruthless. And honestly, we might see characters we love getting killed off before we even realize what's happening. This is not the Marshalls we know. This is something far, far more dangerous. The teaser for Marshall Season 2 just arrived, and it's absolutely stunning in how dark and ominous it feels compared to everything we saw in Season 1. Right from the beginning, we can feel the shift in tone. This isn't going to be another season where Casey and the Marshalls manage to solve their problems with some clever detective work or by outsmarting their enemies. No, this teaser is warning us that Season 2 is going to be brutal, unforgiving, and completely unpredictable. The footage shows us snippets of what's coming, and honestly, the violence we're about to see makes everything from Season 1 look like a warm-up act. We're talking about real, intense, and absolutely devastating conflict that's going to reshape the entire power structure in Montana. What makes this teaser so shocking is that it directly confirms what we suspected at the end of Season 1. The Dutton Ranch connection is real, and it's going to play a massive role in Season 2. The teaser doesn't hide this anymore. It openly shows us that the violent legacy of the Dutton family isn't just a background element in Marshalls. It's actually the main force that's going to drive all the chaos and destruction in the upcoming season. This means that everything we thought we understood about the conflicts in Montana is about to change completely. Tom Weaver's plans are so much bigger than just expanding his ranch. He's not just trying to eliminate competition or scare people away from his land. He's actually trying to position himself within a larger network of power that includes connections to the Dutton family itself. And this is absolutely terrifying, because it means that Casey and the Marshalls aren't just fighting one villain. They're fighting an entire system that's designed to protect people like Tom and people like Beulah. The teaser shows us that Tom's treacherous plan has evolved far beyond what we saw in the Season 1 finale. Remember when we thought Tom was just a greedy rancher with violent tendencies? Well, the teaser is telling us that Tom is actually much more dangerous than that. He's intelligent, he's strategic, and he has allies in places we never expected. The footage gives us glimpses of Tom with people we don't recognize, having conversations that look incredibly serious and calculated. These aren't casual meetings. These are the kinds of meetings where major plans are being discussed and executed. And the fact that the teaser is showing us this tells us that Season 2 is going to spend a lot of time exploring these connections and these alliances. We're going to learn exactly how deep Tom's network goes and exactly what he's trying to accomplish with the help of these mysterious allies. What really grabbed my attention in the teaser is how it emphasizes that death and destruction are coming for everyone in this world. The teaser literally says that no one escapes this world unscathed. And honestly, that's not just a catchy phrase. That's a warning. That's the creators of Marshalls telling us that this season is going to feature character deaths that we're not expecting. And we're not just talking about minor characters or people we don't care about. We're talking about main characters, people we've grown to love over the course of Season 1. People who have survived impossible odds and come out on top. Well, Season 2 is going to test that survival instinct in ways we can't even imagine right now. The teaser shows us glimpses of action sequences that look absolutely insane. And there are moments where we see characters in danger. Real, genuine danger where we're not sure if they're going to make it out alive. One of the most powerful aspects of this teaser is how it asks us the ultimate question. Will the law finally bring down the Dutton Empire, or will they be swallowed by the chaos? This question is absolutely crucial because it's asking us something we haven't really considered before. Up until now, we've been thinking about whether Casey and the Marshalls can stop Tom Weaver. But the teaser is asking us if they can actually take on the entire Dutton machine. And that's a completely different level of conflict. If the Dutton family is really involved in what's happening in Montana, then the Marshalls aren't just fighting criminals. They're fighting an empire that has money, power, influence, and resources that far exceed anything Tom could have alone. The law represents Casey and the Marshals and their attempt to do the right thing. But the chaos represents everything that the Dutton legacy brings with it: violence, corruption, and absolute power. And honestly, chaos usually wins in these situations. So what is this teaser really telling us? It's telling us that Season 2 is going to be an absolute roller coaster of action and betrayal and heartbreak. It's telling us that the stakes are higher than they've ever been. It's telling us that characters we care about are in real danger. It's telling us that the Dutton legacy is far from over. But most importantly, it's telling us that we need to be prepared for absolutely anything. Because in the Yellowstone universe, anything can happen at any moment. Characters can turn out to be villains, allies can become enemies, and people can die without warning. The teaser is essentially saying, buckle up, things are about to get absolutely insane. Section 2. The teaser gives us so much information about what's really going on with Bula and her investigation into the Dutton family. Remember how we talked about the possibility of Tom and Bula joining forces? Well, the teaser is actually hinting that this might be even more complicated than we thought. Bula's investigation into the Dutton family's past isn't just about cornering Beth at Dutton Ranch anymore. The teaser shows us glimpses of Bula meeting with people, having conversations that look incredibly intense and strategic. And the footage suggests that Bula might actually discover something so massive about the Dutton family that it could change everything we understand about their power and influence. But here's where it gets absolutely terrifying. What if Tom doesn't just help Bula because he wants to corner Casey? What if Tom is actually using Bula to dig up information that he needs to protect himself, or to gain leverage over the Dutton family? The teaser is showing us that the relationships between these characters are far more complex and interconnected than we ever realized. One of the most shocking moments in the teaser happens when we see glimpses of Tom's face. And honestly, the expression on his face is absolutely chilling. He doesn't look like a villain who's just trying to expand his ranch anymore. He looks like someone who's playing a much bigger game, someone who's in way over his head, but is trying to act like he's completely in control. The teaser shows us Tom in situations where he's clearly negotiating with people who have power over him, and we can see the desperation in his eyes. He needs something from these people, and he's willing to do absolutely anything to get it. This tells us that Tom's character is going to go through some serious development in Season 2. He's not just going to be the villain that Casey can defeat by the end of the season. He's going to be a character who's trapped in a situation where he has to keep committing worse and worse crimes just to survive. And that's going to make him incredibly dangerous and unpredictable. The teaser also shows us significant moments involving Casey, and honestly, what we see is absolutely heartbreaking. Casey looks exhausted, defeated, and completely overwhelmed by everything that's happening around him. The footage shows us Casey in situations where he's clearly losing control of the situation, where his previous strategies aren't working anymore, where his enemies are staying several steps ahead of him. And most importantly, we see Casey questioning whether he made the right decision by staying in Montana and converting East Camp into a therapy center for veterans. The teaser shows us that Casey's decision to stay and fight is going to come at an absolutely massive personal cost. He's going to lose people he cares about. He's going to be betrayed by people he trusted. He's going to face situations where his military training and his martial experience won't be enough to save him or the people he loves. The footage also gives us some absolutely crucial information about Andrea's role in Season 2, and honestly, it's much bigger than we expected. The teaser shows Andrea doing actual investigative work, following leads, putting together pieces of the puzzle that nobody else can see. And most importantly, we see Andrea and Casey working together in ways that suggest their partnership has evolved into something much deeper and more meaningful. The teaser hints at moments where Andrea is risking her life to help Casey, moments where she's making choices that could destroy her career in DC just to stay in Montana and fight alongside Casey. This is absolutely huge, because it means that Andrea's character arc in Season 2 is going to be about choosing love and loyalty over career ambition. But the teaser also shows us that this choice is going to come with absolutely devastating consequences. Because if Andrea stays in Montana and helps Casey fight Tom and Bula, she's going to become a target herself. She's going to be in danger every single moment. What really shocked me about the teaser is how it portrays the threat that Tom and his allies represent to the entire Yellowstone universe. The teaser shows us that Tom's plans aren't just limited to Montana anymore. The footage suggests that Tom has connections and allies in multiple locations, and his reach extends far beyond what we previously understood. This means that the conflict in Marshall's Season 2 isn't just going to stay in Montana. It's going to spread to Texas. It's going to involve the Dutton Ranch directly, and it's going to create a situation where characters from both Marshall's and 1883 and Yellowstone might actually cross paths. The teaser is essentially telling us that Season 2 is going to be a massive crossover event, disguised as a single show's narrative. We're going to see the consequences of Tom's actions ripple across the entire Yellowstone universe in ways that will reshape the power dynamics in all of these shows. The teaser also gives us some absolutely crucial information about Calvin and Belle, and honestly, what we see is completely different from what we expected. Instead of showing us Calvin and Belle as victims who are simply trying to survive, the teaser shows them as active players in the game. We see Belle doing things that suggest she's moving against her husband, making choices that are strategic and calculated.